Good morning, boys and girls. It's nice to be with you again. And as usual, I've got some bears along. Here's a bear, and here's another bear. And I've seen lots of bear pictures. There's one family I know who went bear crazy, and they had bear picnics and bear things, and there was about 30 bears at their place. They're very much into bears. But today I wanted to talk about shepherds, and because this coming Sunday is called Good Shepherd Sunday in the church's calendar. And shepherd used to be applied in the old days to kings or monarchs, and it was to remind them that they were to care for everyone, not just the rich and powerful, but they were to care for the poor and those in need. And so it was, and it's where the word pastor and pastoral come from. That's the Latin for the word shepherd. But the text from the Bible for this Sunday is interesting because it doesn't say in that text that Jesus is to be thought of as a shepherd. That comes later. It says Jesus is the gate. And the word gate is the same as the door. And you think Jesus as a door. It's quite interesting because doors, you don't sort of worship a door or you don't talk to a door. You just they're there to walk through. They're kind of an entranceway into something else. And in the context of the story, it was an entranceway out of isolation and marginalization into a community of people. And into that community was the abundant life. So Jesus was just this door that you went through and then you can kind of forget about because you were inside. It's a really different way. And what the Bible does with these images, or what we sometimes call metaphors, it brings them together. So you might have Jesus as a shepherd, but you've also got Jesus as a door. And they're quite different because the shepherd one, I always have problems with it because it says, well, everybody's a sheep. And I don't have a big high opinion of sheep. A sheep just there, produces some wool, lamb chops, well, shouldn't have said that. But anyway, that's a sheep, and we're meant to be sheep and follow this guy who's a shepherd, like a king or whatever. But Jesus, the door, is kind of like the opposite. Like the door doesn't speak. The door just opens. The door doesn't lead you around. The door doesn't look after you. The door is just an entranceway into another way of thinking. It's almost as if the door, in that metaphor of Jesus' door, says, well, forget about Jesus. This is an entranceway into the wonder and glory of God, however we picture God. So what the Bible does is puts these two images together, shepherd and door. And looks at and our job is in a way work out the tension between the two images. Anyway, you might have been thinking about all sorts of things this last week. I've been away on holiday. I went to the front room and I baked banana bread, and it got a big mountain in the middle. I've never baked banana bread in my life before. But my daughters who are in my bubble, they like the banana bread. But I'm kind of a gingerbread guy myself, so I made a loaf of gingerbread as well. And a carrot cake. It was Stephanie's birthday, so carrot cake, cream cheese icing. Everybody likes that. So I hope you've been baking and having fun. And for those of you who are going to go back to school, as in turn up to school, anybody turn up to school? Anyway, all the best for that, and have a lovely week. Bye.